Hello everyone, it's Diegodoom here, and today I'm bringing you another review. Today I'll be reviewing Factory Max Gokin Mazinkaiser. Mazinkaiser first appeared in the 1998 Sega Saturn classic, Super Robot Wars F Final. Presto pitched the idea of Mazinkaiser to Go Nagai, who then created a new Mazinger unit specifically for the game. Mazinkaiser became such a success that it prompted the creation of a 7-episode OVA series, as well as a remake of 1974's Mazinger Z vs. the Great General of Darkness, featuring Mazinkaiser instead of Mazinger Z. So, if you all have not done so already, absolutely take a look at the Mazinkaiser OVA as well as the movie. They are simply fantastic and definitely very cool. But nonetheless, Factory Max Gokin Mazinkaiser is another fantastic release in the Max Gokin line. Mazinkaiser has a fantastic sculpt, fantastic paint applications, fantastic accessories, good articulation, and a fantastic amount of diecast content. So first, let's take a look at Mazinkaiser's accessories. Mazinkaiser comes with a pair of holding hands, a pair of open hands, one Giganto Missile, one Kaiser Blade, one pair of launching forearms, two pairs of Kaiser Blades, one Kaiser Sword, two additional chest pieces, one Kaiser Scrander, and one stand. So first, let's take a look at Mazinkaiser's hands. So now we have Mazinkaiser's hands. The first pair of hands that Mazinkaiser comes with are his open hands. The open hands are very nicely done. They have a fantastic sculpt as well as a fantastic paint application going on. For the paint app, this is done in a very nice, deep, metallic, shiny blue here, so this is definitely very cool. The sculpt is absolutely spot on, very nice detailing going on the inner palm as well as the individual knuckle joints. So definitely cool here. The next pair of hands that Mazinkaiser comes with are his holding hands. The holding hands are very nicely done as well. Great sculpt, great paint app, so definitely very cool. Now, one thing I must mention about the holding hands here, we'll get some more light over here too, is the simple fact that the holding hands, they hold these swords so tightly that you do run the risk of chipping paint like I've done here. So do be careful when you're swapping out the swords that, you don't chip too much paint away. There's seems to be no way to avoid it, but just handle with much care as possible. You should be okay. The next accessory that Mazinkaiser comes with is the Giganto Missile. The missile is done very nicely. There's a fantastic crimson red for the tip and a very nice black glossy finish for the rest of the missile, so definitely cool. Nice detailing going on here. Very nicely done. Now, one thing that is disappointing about the missile is the simple fact that it cannot launch from Mazinkaiser's body. I really do wish we could launch this from somewhere, but we cannot. So to make up for that, we can just grab our favorite Tamashi stand and kind of set it up in front of Mazinkaiser. Seems like it's launching. So still very cool. So let's go ahead and spin this stand around and take a look at the next accessory. So we'll zoom out just a little bit just to get a full scope of things. So the next accessory that Mazinkaiser comes with is the Kaiser Blade. The Kaiser Blade is very nicely done here. It has a fantastic sculpt here, and it's done in a very nice shiny crimson red. Now this is a piece of plastic, but it does have some give to it, so you don't have to worry about dropping or breaking this in any way, shape, or form. So very nicely done here. Nice sculpt for the boosters here and everything too, so definitely a cool accessory. And I'm surprised that they did include this because typically you only get the Blade as it's in its dock position, but here they have a flight mode and a dock mode, which is currently in Mazinkaiser's head, so definitely very cool here. Very nicely done. The next accessory that Mazinkaiser comes with are his launchable forearms. So let's go ahead and get these right here. And these forearms are definitely cool. Now this is used to illustrate the Turbo Smasher Punch here. So we have the forearm here and the launching mechanism. So we'll just go ahead and peg that in. And we'll also demonstrate how the hands actually peg in too. So with the hands, we're on a peg system, hence pegging in. So we'll just go ahead and take the fist here and we're going to pull that right off. Comes off somewhat easy here. And also what we're going to do, we're going to remove this entire arm assembly here. So just going to pull that right off, just like so. Pretty simple. And we're just dealing with a bunch of pegs, no ball joints, so there's not a lot of wiggling or forcing going around. So we're going to have to put the fist in for the Turbo Smasher Punch. Have that like so. I'm just going to peg that in. Pretty simple. Then we have Mazinkaiser here. We're going to peg that new forearm assembly in. Do like this. Now, one thing to mention, it seems like if you push this in too fast or too hard, you get some kind of reverse vacuum, which makes it very hard to push in and pull out. So do be aware of that. When I think I've gotten caught in that trap right now, but still, it doesn't really matter. So let's go ahead and launch our Turbo Smasher punches here. So we'll spin this arm around if we can. I don't think we can. The launching mechanism here is at the top. Let's focus there. So we're going to launch this forearm here. And that launches with a lot of force. So it's definitely very cool there. Went pretty much across the room. So it's absolutely fantastic. So the next accessory that Mazinkaiser comes with are his 2 pairs of Kaiser Blades. Now, the first pair of blades we'll take a look at are the blades I'm not absolutely familiar with. Now, I do think these are just another pair of Kaiser Blades. You can tell by the hilt or handle on the sword here. So in the comments below, if this is named something other than Kaiser Blades, let us know, because I'm not exactly sure about this sword, but still. This sword is very nicely done. A very nice sculpt going on for the handle here. Done in a very nice gold here. It's definitely very vibrant. And the blade is done in a very nice chrome. So definitely some shiny chrome. Now please excuse the smudges and fingerprints here. I tried to clean this off, but it just seems to not want to get rid of the smudges. So still a very nice sword here. Definitely cool. So the next pair of Kaiser Blades that Mazinkaiser comes with are his standard Kaiser Blades, which we actually know what they are here. So same nice chrome blade here. Definitely a very nice finish. And then we have the handle here. Now, one thing to mention, where is the handle? And this is what I really enjoy about this set, is the fact that it's definitely very anime accurate. So, where's the handle at? Well, it's actually inside of Mazinkaiser's shoulders here. So it's absolutely fantastic, because this is where he typically pulls them out from. So, we're just going to go ahead and open up. Let's see if we can get some focus there too. And zoom out a little bit. So what we're going to do, we're going to open up the shoulder pieces here and remove the handle. So it's absolutely fantastic. It's definitely a very cool novelty effect here. So we have the sword here. We're just going to peg that right in. So definitely cool. So now we have a completed Kaiser Blade. Absolutely fantastic here. Definitely very cool. I really enjoy that. So the next sword that Mazinkaiser comes with is the actual Kaiser Blade here, or the Kaiser sword, excuse me. Now this sword springs from Mazinkaiser's chest. This is very nicely done here. A very nice thick chrome blade here. Definitely cool. And this is slightly thicker than the other blades, but still very cool. And then the handle is very nicely done here. You've got the Z here for the Mazinger Z series inside the blade, so definitely cool. Very nice handle, very accurate. Now, one thing to note, the swords will come apart, but you just have to kind of peg them back in. They're not loose or anything, but they do just kind of fall apart from time to time, but no big deal. A very nice long handle here as well, so this is very nicely done. So definitely very cool here. So, the next accessory that Mazinkaiser comes with are his 2 individual chest pieces here. So, since we took a look at the Kaiser Blade here, we'll take a look at the first individual chest piece, excuse me. So, this chest piece signifies once the Kaiser sword has been removed from Mazinkaiser's chest, hence the non-existent gold trim going on here. This is pretty cool. Now, one thing to note also, this is actually articulated, so this is great for if you're posing Mazinkaiser with swords, that, you know, these chest pieces don't get bumped in the way, because the initial chest piece that's on Mazinkaiser is actually static and cannot be moved. So pretty cool there. So the next chest piece is actually Mazinkaiser's chest piece with the Kaiser sword still intact, but the actual wings here are actually articulated. So pretty cool there. So very nicely done. Great sculpt going on here. Very nice crimson red. Very nice detailing going on for the Z here too. So absolutely fantastic. Now how these chest pieces attach, we'll grab Mazinkaiser yet again. Now what we're going to do, see if we can tilt them up just a little bit. We're just going to pull this chest piece out, just pull it out from the top. As you can see, this piece is actually static, so you can't move these wings at all. And you can see it's kind of inset in too, so pretty cool there. We grab the new chest piece here that's actually articulated. And all we have to do, line the peg holes up, push that in as best we can. I think that's in there a little bit. Yes. Okay, here we go. So now this is actually articulated. So if you're raising Mazinkaiser's arms, you don't have to worry about bumping or breaking these chest pieces here. So this is absolutely fantastic. So give me one moment and we'll take a look at the Kaiser Scrander as well as the stand. Before we take a look at the Kaiser Scrander, let's take a look at the stand. So the stand is very nicely done and truly impressive here. My only complaint about the stand is I really do wish that there was a nameplate here for Mazinkaiser in the front. That would simply make this fantastic, but still, it's very nicely done. There are holes and slots for each individual accessory that comes in this set, so it's absolutely fantastic here. We have the slots and supporting pieces for the Kaiser Blades as well as the Kaiser Sword in the center here. We have the slots for the individual chest pieces also, pretty cool there. We have the peg holes here for the launchable forearms, supporting base for Mazinkaiser's feet, as well as a docking space for the Kaiser Piloter in its flight mode. So very cool here. And then in the back here, we have peg holes for the hands, if you can kind of see that there. Let's get the focus. Yeah. Peg holes for the hands, as well as a slot for the Giganto Missile too. And then up here at the top here, the Kaiser Piloter actually docks here. So once it's all set up, it looks very nice. So definitely a great stand here. Also, one thing to mention that comes with this set, it actually comes with a pair of collector's gloves. Now, these are pretty nice. The only issue with these gloves are, these seem to be meant for child's hands because my hands are absolutely massive, so they will not fit into this. But this does give me the idea from now on, anytime I deal with something that has chrome in it, I will start wearing maybe some surgical gloves or something like that to keep my fingerprints from smudging up the work. So, pretty cool there. So, now let's go ahead and take a look at the Kaiser Scrander. So now we have the Kaiser Scrander. The Kaiser Scrander is very nicely done here. First off, the paint application is a very nice deep metallic crimson red, so definitely very cool there. The sculpt is very accurate and absolutely spot on, so let's go ahead and pull this off here. Now one thing I must warn, this is a somewhat thin piece of plastic here, hence the sharp points. So I must warn, if you drop this, this probably will break. So absolutely handle this with the utmost care here. But as far as details are concerned, let's see if we can get some focus and we'll bring a little bit of light over here too. So as you can see, nice detailing going on for the cockpit here, the boosters and so on and so forth. One thing to note, typically around the cockpit area, there are some yellow paint applications, but for this figure they did not include that, but still it's very nicely done. The boosters have a great sculpt as well, so definitely very cool here. So a nice accessory. So how this attaches to Mazinkaiser, we'll grab him over here. In his back he has a large hole. Let's see if I can put that down. Huge accessory here. In his back he does have a large hole there. I'm just going to plug that in. See, we'll get that in there as best we can while still being in focus. All you gotta do is push that in like so, and it's small enough and light enough that it does not weigh Mazinkaiser down at all, so pretty cool there. So let's see. So, let's see if we can get his arms straight, and we'll rotate him around and have him leaning forward. So, now we have Mazinkaiser with the Kaiser Scrander. So this is absolutely fantastic. He looks truly impressive and definitely very cool. Now one thing I must mention though, unless he is in a shelf or some kind of space by himself, I would not recommend displaying him with the Kaiser Scrander for the simple fact that if something bumps or knocks him over, it probably will break. So if you can support him and he can be somewhere by himself, then absolutely display him with his Kaiser Scrander because it is simply stunning. So, now that we have Mazinkaiser's accessory out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at the Mazinkaiser figure itself. So now we have the Mazinkaiser figure itself. Mazinkaiser has a fantastic sculpt, fantastic paint applications, good articulation, and a fantastic amount of diecast content. So first let's begin with the articulation in the head. So Mazinkaiser can look left, he can look right, he can look up, and he can look down. In the shoulders here, we have a very slight forward and back movement. The arms can rotate a full 360 with very nice clicky joints here. Pretty cool there. Now, initially the forearm can bend about this much, but you can actually extend this out. And now we have pretty much a double jointed elbow, so pretty cool there. Also, this can rotate like so. Very nicely done. One thing I must mention also, when you extend this forearm, it does seem to be a little bit weak at times, so do handle that with care. Now the hands are on our peg system, so they pretty much spin around in place. The upper chest here has no movement, but the waist actually can turn ever so slightly. In the legs here, the legs can move forward and back some, and out to the side just a little bit. So it's pretty cool there. Now in the knees here, I must admit, these kneecaps do fall off quite a bit, so we're going to go ahead and pull these off right now. In the knees here, we have a very slight bend going on here. So initially you have this slight bend here. Then for the upper knee, this does require quite a bit of force, so do handle this with care, and it bends very slightly for the amount of force we have to exert. So that's okay there. Now the feet have a very slight range of movement here initially, but you can actually extend this joint out and then extend that quite a bit. Pretty cool. So I really do wish that Mazinkaiser had the GX45 body type, but it does not. But what we have here is very nicely done. Pretty good articulation here, but still very cool. So in terms of sculpt and paint applications, this is absolutely fantastic and very spot on here. So as you can tell initially, this version of Mazinkaiser is very sleek and very slim as compared to the OVA and the movie. So this actually comes from the Super Wars F Final version, so hence the sleekness and slimness to this figure, but still it's very nicely done. Sculpt-wise, absolutely spot on here. Very nicely done here in the face. No bleeding going on or anything like that. Pretty cool here. The silver is very nice, metallic, and very vibrant here, as well as the gold parts of the figure, so very nicely done here. One thing I really like about this figure, again, the simple fact we can open up these shoulder parts and reveal the handles for the Kaiser Blades is absolutely fantastic. I do really enjoy that gimmick about this figure, so pretty cool. I really appreciate they paid attention to the anime and manga and game accuracy, so definitely very nicely done here. But still, a fantastic sculpt through and through again. Very nice. Now, please excuse the smudges on these chrome parts here. The thighs are chrome, not metal, so pretty cool. This is very nicely done. Now, in terms of diecast content for the figure here, from what I can tell, it's the upper chest, the crotch area, the arms, and the lower legs here. So this is a very hefty and very sturdy figure here. So absolutely fantastic. So now that we have the Mazinkaiser figure out of the way, let's go ahead and conclude this review. To conclude the review, Factory Max Gokin Mazinkaiser is another fantastic release in the Max Gokin line. Mazinkaiser has a fantastic sculpt, fantastic paint applications, fantastic accessories, good articulation, and a fantastic amount of diecast content. This figure is definitely very nice, very neat, and very cool. Now, one thing I must warn about this figure is going for some very high secondary market prices, and by very high, I mean $400 to $600. So, my best advice is, if you're a true fan of Mazinkaiser and you can afford it, absolutely hover over eBay until this figure pops up for a more digestible price. Mazinkaiser is definitely worth every affordable penny. Also, when you get a chance, definitely check out the Mazinkaiser OVA as well as the movie. They are simply fantastic. This has been another review by Diegodoom. Thank you very much for watching, and please stay tuned for more figure reviews. Like, comment, and subscribe.